Today I'm going to talk about some of the benefits but also pitfalls of working at home. One of the benefits is autonomy. And in our SMART model of work design, we refer to that as agency. It's one of the wonderful things about working at home, that you have some freedom usually around when you work and how you work and so on. But with that freedom can come a challenge, and that challenge is to keep on track. It can be tempting to sort of do a bit of gardening or a bit of cleaning or spend a bit of extra time with your child and so on. And this really has been shown in research to be one of the biggest difficulties with homework, which is that lack of structure that we have in the day. So getting dressed is one of the ways that we can deal with this lack of structure, and there's three key reasons for that. The first is around your different identities. So if I ask you, who am I? You will probably say, I'm a parent, I'm a sister, I'm a partner, I'm a colleague, and so on. In other words, we all have different identities that make up our sense of self. But what we need to do when we're working from home is activate our worker identity. And that means we might have to craft the situation in order to do that. So, for example, if you walk into a Catholic church, that can activate your Catholic identity if you have one. And we need to dress at home to start to try to activate that sense of, I am a worker today. The second reason it's important to get dressed is that it can help you manage the boundaries between home and work, and they can get awfully blurred. So when you get dressed into your work clothes at the beginning of the day, it tells your brain, I'm working now. And equally important, when you get dressed out of your work clothes at the end of the day, it tells you, I am not working now. And that's important because whilst there are some people who sort of struggle to get going with anything, there are other people actually who work at home, who just work all the time with no division between home and work. A third reason that getting dressed can help is it changes the way you think. Some researchers at Columbia University did an experiment where they compared how people thought with formal clothes and with less formal clothes. And they found that when people wore formal clothes, they actually thought in more abstract, long-term sorts of ways. So if you've got tasks that require that sort of thinking, formal clothes might actually help get your brain moving down that track. I'm not recommending that you wear a three-piece suit every day for work. In fact, on some days when you deliberately have some more creative tasks that you need to do, you might put on your comfortable tracksuit. But on other days when you've perhaps got some very hard tasks that require your concentration and motivation, you might also deliberately put on some of those more formal office clothes. I encourage you to experiment. Try some days where you wear your office clothes and try some days where you don't get out of your pajamas, much like all my children who are meant to be homeschooling at the moment. So give it a go and see what happens. See what creates the most productive you.